Hello and welcome back to Timeless Wisdom. Have you ever noticed that no matter how much you clean, your home still feels cluttered and messy? The surprising truth might be that it's not about what you're doing, but about what you're not doing. Today, I'm revealing 10 habits you need to ditch immediately if you want your home to truly stay clean. When I first learned these secrets, I was amazed, especially by number 7, because it completely changed how I manage my household. Before discovering these tips, I'd spend hours cleaning only to see the mess return the very next day. It was like running on a treadmill, going nowhere. If you're frustrated with a home that never feels truly clean or overwhelmed by never-ending chores, this video could be a game changer for you. Let's dive in and uncover the hidden habits that are holding your cleaning back and how to finally break free from them. Tip 1. Stop putting off the little tasks. This is probably the most destructive habit when it comes to keeping your home clean and organized. How many times have you seen something out of place and thought, "I'll put that away later"? A glass on the coffee table, a jacket tossed on the couch, mail piled up in the entryway. Each of these little items seems harmless when they're alone. The problem is, they never stay alone for long. Soon they're joined by other items that were also put off for later, and before you know it, your home is a mess. What happens when we put off these little tasks is that we're creating extra work for ourselves. Think about it. Putting away a jacket in the closet takes about 15 seconds. But when you let 5 jackets pile up on the couch, the task doesn't just take 5 times longer. It becomes more complicated, because now you have to make room in your closet that's probably already cluttered, decide which jackets need to be washed first, and so on. The same goes for the dishes. Washing a dish immediately after using it takes seconds. Letting a pile of dishes pile up in the sink not only takes a lot longer to wash later, but it also creates a breeding ground for bacteria and bad odors. The solution to this problem is surprisingly simple, but it requires a change in mindset. Adopt the now or never rule. When you notice something out of place, make a conscious choice. Either put it away now or honestly admit that you never will and find a permanent solution for that item. Maybe you need a coat rack near the entryway for your jackets or a dedicated mailbox for your mail. The point is, later is not an option. At first, this habit change takes conscious effort. You have to catch yourself in the act of procrastinating and correct the behavior. But over time, dealing with things immediately becomes automatic, and the results are transformative. Your home naturally feels more organized without that oppressive feeling of unfinished tasks waiting for you in every corner. Tip 2. Stop accumulating things you don't use. This habit is particularly insidious because we often don't even realize we're doing it. It happens gradually over months and years. A gift you never used but didn't want to give away. Clothes that no longer fit but you keep in case you lose weight. Kitchen appliances that looked useful at the store but never came out of the box. Travel souvenirs that gather dust on shelves. Each individual item seems harmless. The problem is that together they create what I call a critical mass of clutter. When you have too many things, it's physically impossible for them all to have a proper place. Inevitably, some things end up scattered around, creating that constant appearance of disorganization. Plus, too many belongings make cleaning much more difficult. Each item is another surface for dust to collect. Each object is an obstacle that you have to move in order to properly clean, and as a result, we often end up just cleaning around things instead of doing a thorough, effective clean. The hard truth we need to accept is that our homes have a limited space budget. When we exceed that budget, we're essentially creating a permanent organization deficit that no amount of cleaning can fix. The solution starts with an honest assessment. Walk through your home and ask yourself about each item. Have I used this in the last year? Does this item bring me joy or serve a clear purpose? If the answer is no, it's time to seriously consider whether it deserves to take up space in your life. There are exceptions, of course. Some sentimental items have value beyond their usefulness. Important documents need to be kept, but these should be carefully considered exceptions, not the rule. The process of letting go can be emotionally challenging. We often hold on to things for reasons that go beyond practicality. Feelings of guilt, fear of waste, clinging to the past. Acknowledging these emotions is the first step to overcoming them. Remember, every item you remove creates space not only in your home, but also in your mind. Tip 3. Stop leaving your bed unmade. This may seem like a minor issue compared to other forms of clutter, but it has a surprisingly big impact on the overall look and feel of your home. The bed is usually the largest piece of furniture in the bedroom and takes up the majority of your visual field when you walk into the room. An unmade bed instantly makes the entire room seem chaotic, even if everything else is relatively organized. On the other hand, a well-made bed creates an immediate impression of order and cleanliness. This is what organizing professionals call the visual anchoring effect. Our eyes are drawn to the largest items in a space, and they influence our perception of the entire room. In addition to the visual impact, leaving your bed unmade also creates practical problems. Untidy bedding tends to fall to the floor during the night, collecting dust and dirt. Crumpled sheets don't breathe properly, creating a more favourable environment for dust mites and other allergens. Without the mental barrier of a made bed, it's much easier to throw clothes and other items on it, turning it into a makeshift storage surface that only makes matters worse. The good news is that making your bed only takes 2 or 3 minutes in the morning. It's probably the biggest return on investment in terms of effort versus visual impact in organising your home. To make this habit easier, simplify your bedding. Too many throw pillows and complex layers of blankets create unnecessary barriers to maintaining this daily habit. A simple setup that still looks inviting is ideal. Some productivity experts say that this small morning act has significant psychological benefits as well. It creates a sense of accomplishment early in the day and sets a tone of order and discipline that can extend to other areas. As he says, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. For me, this simple habit has transformed not only the look of my bedroom, but also how I feel when I walk into it at the end of a long day. A tidy bedroom becomes a sanctuary, not just another space that demands work and attention. Before we continue with our next important tip, I want to extend a special invitation to those of you who have been following me so far. If you are enjoying these tips and want to continue receiving content that will transform your home and your life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to be notified whenever a new video is aired. And I'm really curious, where are you watching this video from? Leave your city or region in the comments. Your participation is very important to me. Now let's continue with more powerful tips that will help you have the clean home you've always wanted. Tip 4. Stop storing things without a system. This is a mistake I see all the time, even in homes that seem organized at first glance. You clean and put things away, but there's no logical system for where things belong. The result? You might be able to temporarily hide the clutter, but it comes back with a vengeance because there's no sustainable structure. Think about how many times you've quickly put something away in a drawer or closet just to get it out of the way, or how many times you've had to rummage through multiple places until you found something you knew you had somewhere in your house. This lack of system not only creates daily frustration, but also creates a cycle where items are pulled out, not found, repurchased unnecessarily, and the cycle continues. True organization isn't just about storing things. It's about creating systems that make sense for your lifestyle. This means that every item in your home should have a designated home, a specific place where it always returns after use, and that place should be determined based on how and when you use the item. For example, items that you use daily should be easily accessible, ideally at waist-to-shoulder height to minimize physical strain. Less frequently used items can be stored in less accessible locations. Items that are used frequently should be stored together. Start small with a single area of your home, maybe your silverware drawer or your medicine cabinet. Clear out the space completely and rethink how items should be organized based on frequency of use and functional logic. Use drawer dividers, baskets, or other organizers to create clear sections for different categories of items. Labeling can also be incredibly helpful, especially for spaces that are shared by multiple people. The most important part of this process is to maintain consistency. Once you create a system, when you take something out, make sure to return it exactly to its designated place. This may seem like a chore at first, but over time it will become second nature. The benefits of having clear organizational systems go far beyond just finding things more easily. You save money by not buying unnecessary duplicates. You save time that would have been spent searching for items. And it significantly reduces the daily stress associated with a disorganized environment. Remember, you're not just organizing objects, you're creating a system that works for you. Tip 5. Stop cleaning without a plan. This is a habit that takes a lot of time and energy, but yields mediocre results. Many people approach cleaning reactively. They clean whatever seems the messiest at the moment without a structured plan. The result is a house that is never completely clean, just less cluttered in certain areas. You've probably been there. You start cleaning the living room, then realize you need to put something away in the kitchen. When you get there, you notice the sink is full of dishes. You start washing the dishes, but then you remember you need to change the towels in the bathroom. And so it goes, jumping from task to task without really completing any of them to your satisfaction. By the end, you're exhausted, but the house still feels a bit messy. The solution is to develop a structured cleaning plan that breaks down tasks into clear categories and establishes a predictable routine. Start by distinguishing between daily maintenance, weekly cleaning, and monthly or seasonal tasks. Daily maintenance includes small tasks that prevent clutter from accumulating: washing the dishes, wiping down kitchen surfaces, doing a quick tidy-up of common areas. Weekly cleaning involves more in-depth tasks like vacuuming, cleaning bathrooms, and changing bedding. Monthly or seasonal tasks include more intensive cleanings like cleaning inside closets, washing cartons, or cleaning behind the large pieces of furniture. Instead of trying to do everything at once, spread out the tasks throughout the week. Monday could be the day to focus on the bathrooms, Tuesday, the living areas, Wednesday, the bedrooms, and so on. This makes the process less overwhelming and ensures that all areas receive regular attention. Another effective technique is the zone approach. Instead of thinking about cleaning the entire house at once, divide it into manageable zones. Focus on thoroughly cleaning one zone before moving on to the next. To keep the plan going, many people find it helpful to have a physical or digital checklist. This eliminates the need to remember what needs to be done and provides the satisfaction of checking off tasks as complete. Over time, this structured plan becomes a habit that works with much less mental effort. You no longer have to decide what to clean each day. You just follow the system. A truly clean home doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of an intentional, consistent plan that addresses all areas of the home regularly, not just when they look especially messy. Tip 6. Stop the paper hoarding. It's one of the biggest culprits of clutter in many homes: mail, bills, flyers, notes, receipts, school papers. The stream seems endless, and because paper is so thin, we tend to underestimate how much it can contribute to the feeling of clutter. But think about it. A stack of paper just 2 inches high can contain hundreds of documents, each representing a decision not made or an action not taken. The first step to solving this problem is to create a barrier to entry. Much of the paper that comes into your home is unnecessary and can be disposed of immediately. Place a recycling bin near where you open your mail. Advertisements, catalogues, and other unwanted items can go directly in there. For the paper that does need to come into your home, create a simple processing system with just 3 categories. Action papers that require some response or action, filing papers that need to be kept, and discard papers that can be thrown away after they've been processed. Set aside a specific time each week to tackle your action folder, perhaps Saturday mornings or a specific weeknight. During this time, pay bills, respond to invitations, fill out forms, and make any necessary decisions. The goal is to empty this folder completely each week. For the archive category, be extremely selective. Ask yourself, what are the real chances that I will need this document in the future? Can I find this information online if I need it? Many of us keep far more than we actually need. For the documents that you do decide to keep, create a simple, logical filing system. A file box with clearly labelled hanging folders may be sufficient for most families. Also consider digitizing important documents. There are dedicated apps for this that allow you to organize digital files and access them from anywhere. In addition to saving physical space, this provides additional protection against loss. Finally, deal with the children's papers, drawings, schoolwork, and the like. These can quickly pile up and create guilt when we think about getting rid of them. One solution is to create a special box for each child where you keep only the most meaningful items. Another option is to photograph the work before discarding it, creating a digital album that takes up 0 physical space. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate all paper, but to drastically reduce the volume and have clear systems for processing what is left. Tip 7. Stop letting the sink pile up with dishes. This seemingly small habit has a disproportionate impact on the overall cleanliness of your home. The kitchen is often the heart of the home, the place where people naturally gather. When the sink is full of dirty dishes, the entire kitchen and, by extension, the entire house looks cluttered. In addition to the visual impact, there are practical and health reasons to stop letting dishes pile up. Food scraps attract bugs, produce unpleasant odours, and create a breeding ground for bacteria. Piling up dishes also makes it much harder to use the sink for other necessary tasks, like washing fruits and vegetables or filling a glass of water. The problem often starts with the misconception of soaking. We put a plate or pan in the sink with the intention of letting it soak for easier cleaning later. Before we know it, other items have joined it, and soon we have a mountain of dishes that seems like a monumental task. The most effective solution is surprisingly simple. Wash your dishes immediately after use, or if you have a dishwasher, load them directly into the dishwasher. That means washing your cutting board right after you've prepared your food, not waiting until after your meal. It means cleaning your pans while your food is sitting or being served, and it means rinsing your dishes and loading them into the dishwasher as soon as you're done eating. To make this habit easier, make sure your washing up area is always ready to go. That means keeping dish soap, a sponge, and a dishcloth within easy reach. It also means emptying your dish drainer or dishwasher regularly, so there's always room for new clean items. If you live with other people, make this a house rule that everyone agrees to follow. It's not about who gets to wash the dishes. It's about each person dealing with their own dishes the moment they're done. It may seem overwhelming at first, but it soon becomes an automatic habit that everyone follows without thinking. The impact of keeping your sink consistently empty goes far beyond practicality. There's something psychologically satisfying about walking into a kitchen with clean, empty surfaces. It's a small, visible sign that your home is under control, even when other areas of your life may feel chaotic. Tip 8. Stop buying too many cleaning products. This is a habit that not only wastes money, but ironically can make cleaning more complicated and less efficient. How many different products do you have under your kitchen sink or in your bathroom cabinet? Probably more than you need. The cleaning product industry is adept at convincing us that we need a specific product for every surface and type of dirt. One for glass, one for stainless steel, one for ceramic, one for wood. The list seems endless. The result is a closet cluttered with bottles and containers, many of which are rarely used or partially empty. This proliferation creates several problems. First, too many options increase mental friction. You have to decide which product to use for each task, which can be paralyzing. Second, more products means more items to store, organize, and eventually dispose of. Third, many of these products contain harsh chemicals that can be harmful to your health when combined or used in excess. The truth is, most household cleaning tasks can be accomplished with just a few basic products. A good all-purpose cleaner can handle most kitchen and bathroom surfaces. A mild dish soap works well for both dishes and general cleaning. Diluted white vinegar works well on glass and mirrors. Baking soda works as a mild abrasive for tough stains. Instead of hoarding products, focus on quality cleaning tools that will last for years. A good squeegee for washing floors, heavy-duty sponges, microfiber cloths that capture dust effectively, a vacuum that works well on a variety of surfaces. Not only will this save you money in the long run, it will also reduce the environmental impact of your cleaning regimen. If you already have an overabundance of products, take an honest look. Dispose of expired products properly, combine similar products when possible, and commit to not buying a new one until your current ones are completely used up. For the future, resist the lure of game-changing products or miracle solutions. Remember that the effectiveness of your cleaning depends much more on consistency and technique than on the specific product you use. A damp cloth used daily will do more to clean your home than the most expensive product used only occasionally. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transform my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 9. Stop mixing cleaning with organizing. This is a common mistake many people make that makes both tasks much less efficient. Cleaning and organizing are different processes that require different mindsets and approaches. When we try to do both at the same time, we often end up doing neither adequately. Think about the last time you tried to clean a desk cluttered with papers and objects. You probably started by moving items around to clean underneath, constantly interrupting the cleaning flow to decide where each item should go. Or maybe you tried to organize a dusty closet, dividing your attention between categorizing items and cleaning the shelves. In both cases, the process is inefficient and often frustrating. The most effective approach is to treat these tasks as sequential, not simultaneous steps. First organize, then clean. When you organize, you are making decisions about what to keep, what to discard, and where each item should go. This is a process that requires mental focus and decision-making. Once everything is in its proper place, cleaning becomes a much more direct and physical task, removing dust, dirt, and stains from the now cleared surfaces. To implement this approach, set aside separate times for organizing and cleaning. Maybe dedicate a weekend to organizing a specific area of your home, determining what stays, what goes, and creating systems for the items that remain. Then, at a later time, return to deep clean that already organized area. You can also divide your home into zones and work systematically, organizing and then cleaning each zone before moving on to the next. This method not only makes each task more efficient, but also provides a clearer sense of progress and accomplishment. Seeing a completely organized closet before you even start cleaning it is a great feeling of satisfaction. Another advantage of this sequential approach is that it prevents the frustrating cycle of moving the clutter. Many people end up simply moving disorganized items from one place to another as they clean, without ever really addressing the underlying problem. Separating the processes breaks this cycle and leads to much more lasting results. A truly clean home starts with an organized home. When everything has its place and is in its place, cleaning becomes a simple task of maintenance, not a constant battle against chaos. Tip 10. Stop leaving the cleaning to yourself. This last habit is especially important for those who live with family or roommates. Many people, especially women, end up taking on the full responsibility for cleaning and organizing their home, even when they share the space with other capable adults. This not only creates resentment and burnout, but it also sets up an unsustainable pattern where one person is constantly cleaning behind the others. Keeping a home clean should be a shared responsibility for everyone in it. Every person who uses a space contributes to its clutter and therefore should contribute to its cleanliness. The first step to changing this pattern is to have a clear, non-accusatory conversation about expectations and responsibilities. Instead of focusing on the past, you never help with the cleaning, focus on creating a fair system for the future. One effective approach is to assign specific responsibilities based on each person's preferences and schedule. Someone who leaves for work late could take on the task of taking out the trash in the morning. Someone who enjoys cooking could be responsible for keeping the refrigerator organized. Children can be given age-appropriate chores that gradually increase as they grow. For families with children, teaching household responsibility from an early age isn't just about keeping the house clean. It's a valuable lesson about cooperation and caring for shared spaces. Even very young children can learn to put away toys or put dirty clothes in the hamper. For situations where a fixed division of chores doesn't work well due to changing schedules, a rotation system can be more effective. This distributes the less desirable tasks fairly and ensures that everyone has experience with every aspect of household maintenance. One particular technique that has worked really well in my home is implementing 15 minutes of family tidying every night before bed. Everyone in the house participates simultaneously, each focusing on a specific area or task. It's surprising how much can get accomplished when everyone works together, even for a short period of time. Remember, delegating isn't just about dividing up the work, it's also about sharing responsibility and knowledge. Explain not only what needs to be done, but also how and why. When everyone understands the system of organizing the house, they are much more likely to follow it and maintain it. The cleanest house is one where all residents feel equally responsible for its maintenance. We've reached the end of our 10 tips, and I hope you're as excited as I am to implement these changes in your home. What we've discovered together aren't just cleaning techniques, but a new way of thinking about our spaces and daily habits. When we stop putting off small tasks, accumulating unnecessary items, leaving our beds unmade, storing things without a clear system, cleaning without a plan, hoarding paper, leaving dishes in the sink, buying too many products, mixing cleaning with organizing and taking on all the responsibility ourselves, we create an environment that naturally stays cleaner and more organized. The truth is, a clean home isn't the result of occasional big cleaning sessions. It's the product of small daily choices that together create a sustainable system. The key isn't to clean more, but to make less mess and establish routines that work for you, not against you. Let me challenge you to choose just one of these tips to implement this week. Just one. Notice how this small adjustment affects not only the way your home looks, but also how you feel in it. The following week, add another tip. Keep building gradually, and within a few months, you will have completely transformed your relationship with your space. Remember that the goal is not perfection, but progress. There will be days when the routine is broken, and that's okay. The important thing is to return to positive habits as soon as possible, without guilt or self-criticism. A clean, organised home isn't just about appearance. It's about creating an environment that supports your well-being and priorities. It's about having more time for the people and activities you love instead of spending hours fighting over clutter that could have been avoided. What surprised me most about my own journey was how these habit changes spread to other areas of my life. When I stopped putting off small tasks at home, I also started being more proactive at work. When I learned to let go of items I didn't use, I became more selective about new commitments and relationships. When I started creating clear systems for home organisation, I applied the same thinking to my finances and schedule. A clean home isn't the end goal. It's the beginning of a more intentional, less overwhelmed life. It's an outward reflection of an inner mindset of clarity and purpose. Which of these tips resonated with you the most? Have you noticed any habits in your own routine that might be holding you back? I'd love to hear your experiences and stories about your path toward a cleaner, more organised home. Please share them in the comments below. Remember, at Timeless Wisdom, we believe that every small change matters. You don't have to overhaul your entire routine overnight. Taking consistent, manageable steps one at a time is the key to creating lasting, meaningful results. Thank you for being part of our community. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, keep embracing progress, not perfection.